Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome to another video. I did originally say I was going to do this video live, but, you know, with the amount of content I still need to cover and some of the videos I still want to do, I don't really want to fall behind. So, you know, completing the run at like, you know, whatever time in the morning it was and then getting it ready for today, probably a better idea and just sticking to, you know, doing the live comms and the longer videos when it comes to like the more important, you know, bigger units in the game, you know, Dokkan Fest, which of course today we found out that Saiyan Day is going to be a new Margin Vegeta, which don't get me wrong, I am incredibly hyped for, but I was doing so well saving for the 7-year anniversary. To be honest, I did actually summon for Broly last year on Saiyan Day, so I mean, it's not completely different, and I still had like 1600 stones going into 7-year anniversary, so maybe it's not the worst thing in the world, but considering how my luck's recently been when it comes to units I want to pull, you know, if you go back and watch the videos on the channel, summoning for EZA TEQ Gogeta, summoning for the Dokkan Fest Super Vegeta, it's been pretty rough. So if now, you know, if there was a better time to, you know, kind of up the odds and up the luck, Dokkan, if you're listening, if there was a time to, you know, increase my odds, it's only 5 days away. There was a time to give me that, you know, the summoning luck back. I mean, there's no better time than now, really, is there? So I'm hoping that can come back, because I've already said, if it was going to be a Vegeta unit, which obviously it is, I can't not summon. I don't want to sink all my stones into it. I can't not summon. So yeah, as I said, I was actually, you know, just sitting there chilling, listening to music, as you just saw while doing this. And I was originally going to cut it down into like, you know, the typical kind of like highlight style format. But after the last ESBR video I done post-commed, and then, you know, looking at how short this video is, like it's only just over 12 minutes long. If I cut this down to just purely what Trunks did, it probably wouldn't even be like a 5-minute video, which is just ridiculous. So I've left it uncut. And I have to say, man, this, I've said it so many times, but I will say it again. This Trunks, his EZA is actually probably one of the better EZAs to come out this year. You know, excluding what is going to be the year 7 anniversary EZAs, you know, Gogeta, Shenron, Godku, God Vegeta, the year 3 LR EZAs, the year 4. Aside from them, obviously because they are ridiculous, this Trunks is up there. And I honestly find running the rotation of the EZA Future Gohan with the EZA Trunks a very good run to rotation. They are honestly untouchable. They are ridiculously untouchable. I'm pretty sure Trunks' super attacks, I think twice, I think he got an additional. He super attacked twice, and he already has over 300k defense in Super Battle Road. Which means, you know, at the start of turn, there's not often a unit when you do ESBR that can handle sitting in slot 1 unless, yeah, he does have guard, which, again, I'm not a fan of chances to guard. But having unit have over 300k defense is not something you often have in ESBR. There are not a lot of units that can handle sitting in slot 1 unless they have guard, which I know he has, but usually guaranteed guard. Some form of damage reduction, or dodge, which Trunks does have guard, but the fact his defense is in a very good spot, even after only super attacking once and especially twice having over 300k defense, Trunks can handle himself in slot 1, which not a lot of units in the game can do, especially in ESBR. And on top of that, having a medium chance to guard, which I have no idea if at one point during this run Trunks had his guard up. I have no idea. I've been calling for it for so long. Please, Dokkan, in the next version Z update, in however many months, please, for me, for all of us, please, add a function or feature that lets us know when a unit that has a chance to guard isn't. It can be on all units that guard could just imply that it's there. But just add a feature that tells us when a unit is guarding. Because when you're using like a unit like this EZA Trunks, when you're using him in these harder events, lucky enough Trunks has a lot, you know, a decent amount of defense after supering once and definitely twice to be able to handle himself and tank very well. Which, by the way, That extra 80% in his defense, you know, losing the attack and defense plus 80% for facing one enemy, for an extra 80% in defense and no extra attack, to have 160 on his defense for facing 2 or more enemies, again, makes him untouchable. Once he super attacks once, Trunks can handle himself in slot 1 like no other unit I've seen, as said, apart from if they have damage reduction, guard, dodge, etc. But please, Dokkan, add a function in the game that tells us when a unit is guarding. Because I know this Trunks has a guard, but at not one point did I know he had it active. It's not like Trunks is a unit that has a chance to guard and not that great defense, so obviously I'm gonna know when he's guarding based on the the change in damage. Because once Trunks super attacks, even before then, he starts off with like just over 160k in defense, which again, not a lot of units can have in the game turn 1. Is it ideal for slot 1? Probably not, but it makes him tank a lot better than other units will, and especially if you have an item active, he's safe. I mean, even on one of these occasions, he could have had his guard active, and obviously I never would have known because, as I said, Dokkan, we need a function in the game that lets us know that your unit is guarding. Please, just a little symbol or something, just please. It's so frustrating. But as I said, with Trunks, I never would have known when he had guarded, because once he has such good defense starting anyway in Super Battle Road, having the defense plus 160 at the start of turn when facing 2 or more enemies, on top of, what's his base defense? Attack and defense plus 8% at the start of turn. Which, as I said, gives him just over 160k defense before he super attacks. Once he super attacks once and twice, he has about 300k defense. So if he was guarding at any point, I never would have known because his defense was already in such a good spot. Like, he already has such good defense that he was tanking. He's going to be tanking really well. Combine that with the fact that he also guards means if he were to be super attacked and I knew the guard was like active while having 300k plus defense, even just over 200k, Trunks is going to be tanking super attacks in ESBR so well. Now, I know he has to lose the attack and defense plus 80%, or essentially he loses the 80% on attack to get an extra 80% added on defense. And I know some people may be sitting there thinking, oh, a little bit less damage. It's a good trade-off. Honestly, if this was in, Goku or Vegeta event, which you can go back and check those videos, yes, when he super attacks, linked up again with the EZA Future Gohan, he'll probably put out just over a 3 mil attack stat after like 1 or 2 super attacks, boosting his attack and defense by what, 50%? Yeah, 50% for 6 turns on super. He'll end up having about, I think, just over a 4 milli attack stat within those 6 turns where he kind of like stacks for 6 turns. Yes, you do lose that, but he still kind of stacks, mini stacks within those 6 turns, which means even though you're losing the 80% on attack and having that added to defense, he's still putting out like over a 3 million attack stat after like a few turns anyway. So yes, it is definitely a valuable trade, getting the extra defense over the attack, because his damage output is still pretty good and his defense is phenomenal. As I combined with the fact that he may guard, which again, Dokkan, I'm touching wood right now, please. Please. The next version of the update, add a feature where I know when my unit is guarding. But as I've already said, Trunks' defense is already so good, especially after super attacking a few times, that even if he wasn't guarding, he's still going to be tanking really well. He should still be able to hand himself in slot 1 very well, which not a lot of units in the game can do unless they are very reliant on having guard, damage reduction, or a dodge. Which again, I know Trunks does have, but you just never know when it's active in the first place. So as I've already said, combined with the fact that, after super attacking a few times, having 300k plus defense, and that medium chance to guard, Trunks is untouchable. Trunks is unstoppable. And then combine him on a rotation with EZA Future Gohan, who once you're past turn 4, in fact, even before turn 4, he already has damage reduction. But once, even 153k he took, he hadn't even supered yet. Trunks hadn't even supered yet. I'm pretty sure I used an item. But Trunks hadn't even supered yet. So with just over 160k defense with an item active, yeah, there was an item active because I was going to use an Usher and I thought, I don't need to because these lot are tanky enough as it is. So just over 160k defense, with either an Icarus or a Yema active, which is a lot of damage reduction, don't get me wrong. He took just over 150k in terms on a super, without even supering once, which is pretty impressive. So, you know, maybe his guard actually, do you know what? I could probably confidently say his guard probably wasn't active there. Because I think if his guard was active, combined with 160k defense and an Icarus or a Yema, probably would have took way less than that. So that shows you how good defensively this EZA Trunks not only is in Super Battle Road, or ESBR specifically, but how good he is defensively everywhere. One of the major things going for him, especially with the fact he basically miniature stacks within 6 turns on super attack. With ESBR phases or fights literally lasting about 6 turns or less, with him stacking within those 6 turns, and not being like an actual out and out stacking unit who has to depend on constantly supering to build themselves up, like his defense is already in a good starting point anyway. Super attacking once means his defense is in a very good position, combined with the fact he has a medium chance to guard means he's fine. And then obviously getting an additional off for super attacking, you know, a couple more times means his defense is in a great spot. And if he guards, that's just kind of like a little bit extra to take even less damage, because even then you don't have to worry about him taking that much damage, even on super attacks. I mean, we've seen it already without him even super attacking once on this phase. But with each fight lasting about 6 turns or less, and him miniature stacking within the confines of that many turns anyway on his super attack, just the environment of Super Battle Road just benefits him highly, because it means his stats are going to be at an all-time high for the majority of the fight, and you don't have to worry about building him back up again. Considering, as I said, the confines of his, you know, the confines of a fight within Super Battle Road, and then how much he can stack his attack and defense by 50% in 6 turns on super attack, means he's basically fully built up by the time the fight ends anyway and along through it. And it actually works in his favor. So yeah, this Trunks in longer events, fantastic. Bit of extra damage is nice. Loses that in Super Battle Road, which very good trade-off to me because his defense is even better. He can handle slot 1. He also has a medium chance to guard. He's untouchable, unkillable. Combined with the future Gohan with damage reduction, honestly, them two are probably one of my favorite rotations this year. He is a great unit. Fantastic, great in longer and shorter events. Let me know what you think of him down in the comments. I love him. He's honestly amazing. Worth your time. See you in the next video, guys, and peace.